world of international real estate is big money and high stakes. I'm Jim Masters, CUTV News. We're here in Orlando, Florida, to learn about a fantastic company that is really on the forefront of international real estate, Downtown Brokers, LLC. Interviewing its owner and CEO, Theodora, and she is a real entrepreneur. She's very passionate about working with her clients, mainly foreign investors from the Netherlands, from Luxembourg as well, and Germany, and showing them ins and outs on how they can actually invest in properties here in the United States, specifically in Florida, in the greater Orlando area. So she is what she calls a one-stop shop. She and her entire team can work with investors to really coordinate all the ins and outs of the process, dealing with the cultural differences, dealing with taxes, dealing with the legal issues, especially if you're coming from another country and investing in the United States. So we're going to chat with her. She's going to take us also on an amazing tour of some high-end properties throughout Orlando and learn more about international real estate and Downtown Brokers in Orlando. You have this tremendous background that you did bring over from the Netherlands too, in taxation, legal. Let's talk a little bit about, maybe you can expand and share with us some of the background that you have that you brought here that's invaluable for your clients today with Downtown Brokers.
I started at college, two choices, law or medicine. Dad was a lawyer, his brother was a lawyer, his dad was a lawyer, so therefore law was the answer. That's the natural way to go.
Absolutely.
So on it went from there.
And what areas within law did you study and become expert at?
I went into the real estate direction, related tax direction, and then the global. So I was looking across the borders. And I was looking to the most powerful country in the world, America. There was just one problem. How would I get here?
Yeah, right.
How would I get here? I applied to the different universities. Who could give me a position? Up came Gainesville, and decided that's a good starting point, and I'll figure it out from there.
So they gave you an opportunity to teach there at the university?
In that international tax field.
So you were teaching at the university in Gainesville, Florida. That must have been incredible. Here you are in the Netherlands, you've developed your career, you have this wonderful life in the Netherlands, you can easily have stayed in Europe, but you've had this determination, this stamina, this focus to come to the States, and you have this amazing opportunity to teach at an American university in Gainesville, Florida. Probably didn't know where Gainesville was on the map initially, but you learned quickly. What was that experience like for you?
Well, I get off the airplane. Now I need to go to another airport in Orlando. I didn't know. I'm used to the Amsterdam train station. I hop on another train and continue.
Yes.
Well, not so. I could tell you long stories. It goes back to coming to America, if you remember Eddie Murphy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was one thing after another, but nothing would knock me down. I'd get right back up.
So then let's transition from teaching at the university and how you then develop this opportunity to create what you call Downtown Brokers. Did you see something that was being underserved when you created this vision, this mission for Downtown Brokers? Was there something that just was not happening, this link between the Netherlands and the United States in terms of international real estate?
So I got more and more involved in the university and also the foundation of the university, and everybody wanted to talk to me because there was this law firm in Tampa that said, why don't you come over, because we have these German clients and we don't understand what they want. We don't understand what they say, but they want to invest here. I said, I took the Greyhound bus from Gainesville to Tampa to live with this family, and there the idea was born. I should be between those two countries, the United States of America and the Netherlands, and assist and coach those investors that are investing here. They're going to invest here, and they know they need to know a lot more to invest here, to be successful as they are in the Netherlands.
So has there always been this sort of love affair between the Netherlands and Germany, Luxembourg, these other areas that you represent, and this particular region? Did that already exist? Yep. And then you took that to the next level and fostered it even further?
It was John Adams who went to the Netherlands to get a loan for America, long before it was the United States of America. His home is still there, right there in Amsterdam. You may have visited it. Yeah. All my American friends go to that first when they visit Amsterdam.
And the Anne Frank house.
And the Anne Frank house. So the idea was born there. The relationship between the Netherlands and the United States is the longest uninterrupted relationship with any country in this world. So the Dutch will always look towards the United States of America for opportunity. They like certain things, every investor is different, and we're fearless.
So the Citrus Club here on the 18th floor of the BB&T Tower, which is stunning. And what's your involvement with this club and this structure, Downtown Brokers?
I rent out space down below, all 18 floors.
You do commercial leasing here.
Commercial leasing. This is the place for a commercial lease because of the club on the top floor.
Which is
and
a
it
beautiful
takes up the entire
club
floor, and it looks out of all the new development of Orlando.
And what I'm seeing is so much construction and growth going on here in Orlando, Theodora. Let's take a look. Let's go up to the window here and take a look at some of the things we're seeing. I mean, you're seeing cranes, you're seeing cement trucks, you're seeing construction crews. There's a lot of growth. And this is a gorgeous area here, the Citrus Club inside the BB&T Tower. Did you see a void that needed to be filled in sort of further linking that Netherlands and United States, particularly Florida, the Orlando area as well, connection? And that was one of the reasons why you created the company that you have today?
The Dutch are looking into America to invest. And there was this big void. How do we do this? They're very well educated, they're very successful in the Netherlands. That didn't just happen. They made it happen. They're wise enough, they know in this country things might be a little different. What is different? They're doing their homework for years before they actually set foot here and continue. It's a step process. And then they need another team member on their team. That's when they knock on my door. That's when I listen to what they intend to do, and then I capture that and set it in the legal format with my team to make it happen.
So with Downtown Brokers, who are your clients? Are they generally folks in the Netherlands? I know you also work with Luxembourg, Germany as well. Let's talk about the areas that you serve.
The typical client that comes to me, mind you, they come to me to find me, is very successful in the Netherlands, has built a certain amount of wealth, and is looking to expand that globally and diversify it, because Holland is very small. The Netherlands is very small. And once they come into the United States, they see all the opportunities that they could never make happen in the Netherlands. And that's when they really start to do their homework. Okay, we like this kind of investment. They start to study, go back and forth, and then they're ready. And then they need that fitting piece, that other team member to make it all happen.
So you're sort of the facilitator to help make all of that happen.
Yep.
So you're a boutique global real estate firm. Define that description for us and what that entails.
So I'm a realtor, but I'm a lot of other things. They can find properties online these days. Sure. You pick any property you want. Right, exactly. There's the price, there's the broker. Right. Go do your thing. But I educate them because the laws are different over there than they're here. Sure. They find a broker with a property, they're really talking to the wrong guy. They're talking to the selling agent. And once they understand that, they understand that they need to have their representation to negotiate the deal.
I'm gaining from this conversation that since you have this broad range of expertise levels in different areas you touch upon, you're able to help them navigate and negotiate all those different avenues, try to avoid the potential pitfalls to make the transactions fruitful, but also as smooth as possible. Is that pretty much on target?
Yep, that's pretty much on target. And they realize a lot of things they don't know, the way it goes here, and the way it's assumed to go here, and the assumed income and results and way of doing business. You cannot transplant a business model from Amsterdam and the United States of America. It's gonna smolder and die because you have a different market sector here, you have different mindsets here, and I make them very happy when I tell them, well, no, that doesn't work here because, that doesn't work here because, and oh, you have a different buyer here, so, and your advertising limitations are quite different here than they are overseas. So they know they need help and they come for it. That's the beauty, they come to me and I'm able to coach them, be their life coach, I get involved in their families. What do they really expect? Do they expect to visit here once in a while? Or is in the back of their mind, maybe the kids to school or college? I step into their shoes. I take on their project as if it was mine. And obviously I want to win. And so do they. So we have that in common. We came here with the same goal in mind. I did a few years back, but they are doing it today. And they always have some reason that they want to be here. In one simple term, the Netherlands is probably too small for them. All the restrictions, the laws in Germany, in Luxembourg, in Europe in general, are very tight. You need a permit to this, a permit to that, a permit for something else. Here, if an entrepreneurial mind comes, sure, we can do that. Can-do attitude.
Are you working primarily and exclusively with foreign investors?
Pretty much, because the foreign investor, like I was, we understand one another. We have the same goals, same limitations, but we have the dream. We're looking at the opportunity. We're looking at this wide open world in America here with all the options that we don't have over there. So we have an instant bond. When these people come here, they're looking for that partner to make their life happen in America. The lifestyle they're looking at.
Speaking of life, you are a life coach, which I think is just an added bonus for your clients because you come at it from the humanistic perspective. You understand their desires, their hopes, their passions, their dreams, and you're very protective and appreciative of that. You don't treat it lightly. I think that one of the advantages of your being a life coach is it gives you that perspective to be able to really understand them and listen. And that's what you love to do, is listen.
I do a lot of listening to my clients because they're full of this already, because they've studied it for so long and so detailed. They're now to the point, what would happen to little Johnny if he grows up? Should he grow up in the Netherlands or should he continue his education in America? But how? Pay his school, go to school? There's probably more to it. And then, 18 comes around. Now they have to have their own immigration status. Oops, how do we do that? Or do we put Johnny in a little business and Johnny runs a business? But how? Do we need employees? What kind of visum do we need to make it easy, come and go? So all these questions come up. Then the dog, can the dog come? Yeah, the dog can come, sure. Oh yeah, we have a few horses, sure. Bring them. Oh, but there's different rules again for the horses. I get to do the whole shop. And then grandma, can we take grandma along? It's handy for the kids. They're sort of used to them. all these issues come to pass, and I am their life coach. What would I do? I'm part of family now. I've become part of their family.
I imagine too that this can be generational. You work with an individual or a couple or a family, and then they have children or grandkids, other relatives, colleagues, and they refer, because of the successful relationship that they've developed with you and you with them, that they then do the referrals, and now you're working with their children and grandkids too.
That happens a lot, and that's how I get my clientele. One brings the next one because they're still in the investment mode, they're still traveling here. Others say, wow, can we get that? Can we do that? How do we do that? And on comes the next client. They knock on the door, I let them in, and they become part of the family of clients that I have.
We're still in Orlando, believe it or not. I think people just think of Orlando as the city proper. What is this area of Orlando called?
Montverde.
Montverde.
Mont
Very
means
nice.
in Italian, mountain.
Yes.
You didn't know we had mountains in Florida?
No.
You're on one.
That's it.
And with beautiful Lake Siena.
Yes. Isn't
So
that
Bobby
breathtaking?
Yin, some 15 years ago, decided, I was born here, I was fishing here with Dad, I'm going to build my dream here. And here it is, Bella Collina.
Bella
Homes
Collina.
from $1 million and up.
Really? So this is a high-end luxury
Totally custom.
real estate
Yeah.
development,
Yeah.
custom. So Downtown Brokers, tell us about your involvement in this property here in Montverde.
Downtown Brokers was pretty much instrumental when we started developing the lots. We developed the lots, we sold them all to all foreign investors because they saw this beautiful picture. They were thinking Italy.
I
How
mean,
could you not
how could
like
you
this?
not? Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
So they were thinking, we retire, we build a home here, we have our horses here, we ride, and we enjoy the countryside of Orlando. At the lake, beautiful surroundings, with our horses, and we live the life, the American dream.
Yeah.
That is the other half of Orlando. We have a beautiful quote, Orlando, you don't know the half of it. This is the other half. You did not know.
How the other half lives.
That's right. If you
Really
come to
stunning.
Disney as a tourist, you're in this Hyatt Regency on iDrive. That's one life. But then there's this life, away from it all.
So let's break down the work of Downtown Brokers. Let's sort of categorize it, because you are what you call a one-stop shop, which I think is a tremendous advantage for your clients. So when somebody initially contacts you from the Netherlands or Luxembourg, Germany, from Europe, what are they looking for? What are some of the things that they are in need of that you immediately and initially can help them with?
The initial contact is made, and I do a lot of listening, because they're pretty much set in their ways because of who they are, because of their success elsewhere. So I can't expect them to be different here. Now it's up to me, when all the cards are on the table, to sort it out. That doesn't work, but that does. But you know what? We can do this a different way in America. Oh yeah? So I open doors that they've never seen or even there. And that's how we work that whole plan together. We built the success together. And they have me involved, certainly in the beginning, and many years later, to keep an eye on things, on business, and if changes have to be made, because the world is a changing game, especially you go 10, 15, 20 years. It's a changing ball game.
Constantly.
And they expect me to alert them to the next change.
So means that you have to constantly be re-educated and up on all the
Yes.
latest of everything.
And I have to stay ahead of them, and they keep studying. Because now I educated them to what they didn't know before. Now they get smarter, but I am still here, and they are usually back there.
So they have the confidence in knowing that you're always there. If they're ever stuck, confused, frustrated in a jam, they could pick up the phone
And
or
they
what
do.
have you, or email you and say, I'm here and I don't know what to do right now. What direction should I go in? And you can be sort of like the mentor as well.
I'm a mentor, and I tell, well, we can continue this, or we can sell part of that portfolio and reinvest it in maybe a better option. Think about it. And then they think about it. I lay the whole plan out, how it could work, and then they mostly take that on and go on to the next adventure.
Let's talk about some of the types of things that your clients are coming to you for. Are they traditionally working with commercial real estate, individual housing, or is it really a little of everything?
Well, it starts with visiting here. Well, a hotel room is a small place, especially once you start to take other family members, little kids, older kids, grandma. You need some space. So the idea of a home is born. That's usually where they start. So now they have feet in America. Now they're already here. They visit, family members visit. Oh, the kids, well, they're done with college. Let's see, we can put Johnny in business here. Yeah. And that's how this idea grows. Now they're looking for a commercial business. That could be land. Land is good. Have land. Somebody will come to develop it some future date. You pay more, you're closer into town. You pay less, you're a little farther out. But then again, 98 million visits Orlando this year alone. And they visit again next year. It's growing all the time. They educate themselves. They then start to think of Johnny getting college done. How could we set him up? And then Dad really wants to be here too. How do we do that? Well, Dad and son start a business. Or Mom starts to cut hair, or whatever it is. Buy a little salon, have fun.
Whatever it takes.
Bake cookies, German cookies. Start a bakery. We have a few here. All friends. This is where the idea is born. This is how they expand on the initial idea, and this is how I make it happen. They dream and they dream big, and you know what Walt Disney said, you can dream it, you can do it.
And now we're here at another location, which is not far from Disney and SeaWorld and all the major attractions here in the Kissimmee, Florida area. What is the name of this place we're at now?
We are at beautiful Encore.
Encore.
At the back gates of Disney. This is why all this excitement here.
Yeah.
This is where families spend their time.
Mm-hmm.
How many times a year? That's up to them. Some rent, some don't.
Right.
Some only buy, and some live here permanently.
I mean, it almost looks like a resort itself, but what is it? Is this a residential development here?
Yep, it's totally a residential development. It builds homes that's catering to the Disney enthusiasts, the Disney visitors, year after year after year.
So, in terms of your company, Downtown Brokers, and your involvement, how were you involved in this project?
Well, I was involved with the reunion from the very start. Encore came later, but Encore is a project I always take to Europe for my European investors. It's affordable, it gets maintained, and it allows that customer to actually enjoy the home, rent it out, all taken care of, no worries.
Where do you think you get this focus, this drive, this stamina, this passion from?
My mother was fearless in her days. Now go back almost 100 years. She was a speed skater. And she was the very first woman to do the 200K in the Netherlands in midwinter. Wow. Over the lakes. A very famous race. Mm-hmm. One of very few women that ever completed that. And she did it 3 times. Not Dad, but her.
Yeah.
She went skiing in Spain in the Alps when that was not fashionable for a woman to go by herself. But that did not bother her at all. She went right on doing what she was doing.
In addition to the day-to-day work, you also do trade shows and things of that nature, and they tend to sell out rather quickly. You're always doing international travel. If you're not here, you're there. So there's a lot of back and forth. Tell us a little about the trade shows and what people can experience with those as well. And obviously, like I said, they sell out very rapidly. People want to see you and hear what you have to say.
The seminars always sell out because there's all those that have not quite figured out what they want to do, just that they want to do, America. They've been studying it. Yes, they study a lot. And they come to the conclusion, let's listen to what Theodora has to say. How can we do this? And then, of course, after the seminars, they come to my trade booth. I continue with them. After the trade show, I visit them at their homes. I say, well, how shall we proceed? And we start building right then and there. So in fact, a lot of my clientele comes right from the Netherlands before they ever sit down here with all the cards on the table. They find me there, they come to the seminars, they know exactly when the seminars are, they're well publicized. And they come with whole lists of questions. And I answer each question. And then they come back for more. So the relationship building starts in Europe, a lot of times. And then we make an appointment. When do you want to come? Well, the kids are out of school, and we make an appointment when they actually will visit here. In the meantime, they've already checked out what they like, because I do not care what they like. If they like homes, if they like warehousing, land, or beach property, that works for me.
You then can develop a plan, a focus for them. You don't necessarily tell them what they have to do necessarily. You guide them. You take what it is they're looking for and try to mold it, craft it into a more successful, profitable, more satisfying result.
I just need to wrap it in that corporate structure that it will function within both of the tax conditions, that of the United States and that of the Netherlands. And we have a beautiful agreement between the two countries that allows that global investment.
So how long then are the clients with you? Are they with you in those initial stages to sort of get themselves established and growing? Or do you have clients that have been with you consistently for years?
Most of them for years. Because I'm sort of the keeper of the goods. And I have to make sure that those goods are doing what they're expected to be doing. If not, I ring a bell. I said, well, climate is changing a little bit. Investment climate is changing. There's some opportunities here. Think about it. We discussed it before. Maybe it wasn't the thing then, but now it may be. So I stay on, and I'm always available.
So you're consistently looking out for their best interests. Like sometimes when you're working with somebody, the best interest considerations are in the beginning to get the sale, the beginning part, and then all of a sudden it wanes, but you consistently, 24/7, 365, have their individualized best interests at heart.
Yep. I'm completely attached. Remember, I'm a team member. They choose me to be their team member, so they have expectations. They know if something needs to be done, I'll be on the phone. Right. And I'll give them some options. Because I'm looking at it here. They're running their business over there in general.
Do you also, I'm sure you connect them with other professionals they may need too, whether it's a legal or CPA or other experts that tie in. You can refer them to this team of resources and people that you have. Tell us about this team that you have of resources.
So team is very important. I can't do it by myself. On my team are lawyers from other nationalities that once were in the same position. My CPAs, same thing. They once were in that same position, so they know how to purchase a property here, how to best purchase a property, and how not to purchase a property. For the tax regulations between the different countries, whether it's Denmark or Germany or Luxembourg or Belgium or the Netherlands. Those team members are all from other nationalities. And that's what makes the team happen. That also builds the trust. I can get a CPA in Atlanta. I can get one in Orlando, homegrown. But does he have a passport? Probably not. So then those foreign clients are looking at that, yeah. Have you ever been to Amsterdam? No, I haven't been out of the state of Florida. Well, that does not communicate very well. So the team members are all international. So they once were in the same position. And that builds the team and the trust with the client.
What's an advantage, I think, too, for your clients, too, is that you also speak several languages, so there isn't that communication barrier. Tell us about that. And in addition, you also celebrate diversity.
We definitely celebrate diversity. We're a very diverse little tiny nation, and our clients are of that same breed. They come to America and they see all this around them. They like it, but they know the limitations. But they keep on dreaming. And they want that lifestyle. They want that performance of their business. And a team member with the other team members that are like them.
There's a lot of opportunity out there for people to go online, to look in the newspaper, and think that they can get what you offer through other companies. But that's really not the case, right? This is unique. What you've crafted here, this one-stop shop, as you call it, is unique to this field of international real estate. Tell us what you think makes it unique and some of the incredible things that you offer that make it extra special.
Well, I don't know any that do what I do. We have in the state of Florida 175,000 realtors, and none of those do what I do. They're all hunting numbers, sales. No, I'm a coach. My clients buy what's best for them after I advise them this option, or that option. Those realtors don't do that. They have the sign in the yard. Oh, you want to buy? There's the price. And they fail to tell them all the other parts to that. Their sign is in the yard. I've said it before. That means you're actually with the wrong broker. You need your own representation. Sometimes they find that out the hard way. And they stumble into a deal and they find themselves caught between the rock and a hard place. That's another sector of clients I get. They come to me, can you rescue us? Well, yeah, I can. So let's not do that again.
Right.
Let's do the next one the proper way.
So this seems to be in your DNA. You truly have this tremendous desire to want to help other people. Not just through the work that you do, but you almost become their friend, don't you?
Yep. I have the passion, and I stop at nothing. Now, if you know, Amsterdam is 6 hours ahead of us. I get phone calls at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I actually pick them up. Because somebody has something on their mind. They forget that I'm not there, but I'm here. But that's quite all right. I understand that. I'm involved, I stay involved as long as they want me involved. But per definition, I stay involved.
The bottom line is you're helping people sort of build global wealth one client at a time.
Correct, and that's exactly what I do. I build wealth one client at a time on a global scale. Once they've outgrown the Netherlands, they want to take a big leap into that big country of the United States. I'll help them do it.
So as you can see, Theodora Venema and the folks at Downtown Brokers LLC are very passionate about working with people and showing them how they can invest in America and invest here in the greater Orlando area when it comes to residential as well as commercial properties. There's always opportunity. And when it comes to building wealth and doing it one client at a time, it's really tough to top Theodora and Downtown Brokers. In Orlando, Florida, for CUTV News, I'm Jim Masters.